Hello children, today I want to explain you the poetic devices in the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. Okay, I think I have explained you the poem. In the last you can see some videos, the summary, okay, the important points through pictures. Okay, now see here, personification. What is a personification? This is one of the poetic device. This poetic device is used to bestow human qualities on something that is not human. That means when you are inserting the human qualities what human beings do in non-human things. When we insert human activities, whatever human people do, humans do, those qualities when we insert in other things which are not human, that is called personification. For example, the stars are dancing in the sky, the sun is feeling shy, the moon is hiding. We say, will the moon hide? No, just it goes behind the clouds. That atmosphere which tells us the moon is hiding, the stars are dancing. So the dancing, hiding, all these activities who will do? Human beings will do. But we are comparing with whom? With non-human things. So when we take human activities to non-human things, when we compare the human activities with non-human things, that is called personification. In this poem, the poet uses the device of personification with respect to the tiger that is mentioned in the title of the poem. Here, personification. Here in this poem, you see, children. Here, the poet has referred the tiger as personification. How he in every stanza he personified the tiger. He stalks in his vivid stripes, he should be lurking in shadow, he should be snarling, but his strength, he hears, he's told everything as he did. The poet did not use it. Instead of it he used he. So this is called personification. Okay children, I think you understood. Now let's go to the next. Metaphor. What is metaphor? This poetic device is used when a covert comparison is made between two different things or ideas. What is a covert comparison? That is hidden, which is not displayed, which is not shown. That comparison is called metaphor. Okay, so see here, for example, I told you last time also, I told you, when you go with a nice dress in the party, all will look at you. Oh, they say, oh, you are angel in the party, you are the queen in the party. Actually you are not the queen, just they say. Why? Because among all the people you are looking so beautiful, your dress is appearing very beautiful. So in at that situation, if you seem to be like that, the comparison in that situation, at that time only you feel like that. So that is called, in real life you are not like that, but at that time only you are seem like that. So that is called metaphor. Here he compares the pads of the tiger's feet with velvet, since both are soft and smooth when touched. See, tiger's feet, you know, the tiger's paws are soft and smooth. They are soft. How do we know? They are like velvet cloth. When you touch, you see they are soft. When tiger walks, you don't get any sound, you don't hear any sound. So if they are soft only, you don't hear any sound. When they are hard, you can hear the sound. See, when cat comes also, do you hear any sound? You don't hear. Why? Because their paws are very soft, like velvet. Actually they are not velvet. Velvet means, you know, a cloth which is very soft. You ask your parents, they show you the velvet cloth. Okay, actually they are not velvet, they are not made of velvet cloth. Okay, here the poet has compared velvet with tiger's paws, pads. Okay, here he compares the pads of the tiger's feet with velvet, since both are soft and smooth when touched. Velvet cloth is also soft, tiger's pads are also soft. So he compared at that situation. Actually it is not valid. Okay, let us take another example. She is the queen in the party, I said. Actually, are you the queen? No, just you look very beautiful in the dressing, so they call you as a queen. Okay, in that situation, in that context. Okay, now let us go to the next figure of speech is repetition. Repetition, it is the repetition of words or phrases in the same line. See, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Here this is one line, this is full one line. Up to full stop, the line stops there. Okay, here it comma, it is not ending with quiet. Here when full stop comes only the total line will be stopped. So in these two lines, what words are repeated? Quiet, quiet. Velvet, quiet. Velvet is very soft and quiet rage. So when the word is repeated twice in the same line, that is called repetition. Here see, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. This line also ends here, not here near the comma. Okay, so thus in the same line, this is full one line only, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So this is full one line. In this one line, the same word is used. What is that same word? Brilliant. Here quiet. When the word is repeated, they are called repetition. Okay, which words are repeated? They are called repetition. Next, oxymoron. What is oxymoron? We use adjectives which are extremely opposite. Okay, it means two words with opposite meaning. Here see here, quiet, rage. Quiet means what? Calm. Rage means what? Anger. Very uncontrollable anger is called rage. Both are quite opposite, but here the poet has given as one word, quiet rage. Okay, so this, when such words come, two words are quite opposite. When such words come side by side, when two words are quite opposite, such words are called oxymoron. Okay, now I'll tell you another example. Pet dragons. Pet dragons means, pets means what? You know, domestic animals which you pet them. Dragons, can you pet a dragon? No, it will kill and eat you, isn't it? It will harm you. So dragons are totally wild animals, pets are totally domestic animals. Okay, so when pet dragons I say, then one is quite opposite to other. Pet is opposite to dragon. Dragon is a wild animal, pet is a domestic animal. So when two quite opposite words come side by side, it is called oxymoron. Okay, now let us go to alliteration. When the beginning consonant sounds of words are repeated, they are called alliteration. Here, when the beginning consonant sounds, alliteration means take consonant sounds only. Okay, when the beginning consonant sounds of words are repeated, they are called alliteration. See, beginning, he stalks in his vivid stripes. Okay, consonant, beginning, stalks, stripes. This word, S is a consonant. Vowels means A, E, I, O, U. Consonants means other than vowels, B, C, D, F, like that. Okay, so the consonant word is repeated, so it is called alliteration. Does a new needle need a nylon thread? New and needle, need, nylon. All the consonant letters are, consonant sounds are, you should not see the letters children, you have to see, observe the sounds. Okay, he stalks in his vivid straps. Does a new needle need a nylon? Okay, new, needle, need, nylon. These all are consonant letters, so they are repeated. Okay, they are called alliteration. Next comes consonants. Consonants, when a consonant sound is repeated either in the starting, middle or end, then it is called a consonance. See here, day, had, rude, bearing, his white fangs, his claws. Okay, now see here, what is the difference between alliteration and consonants? Alliteration is the consonant sound. Consonance is also a consonant sound. But whereas in alliteration, all the starting letters, all the starting consonant sounds only you have to find out. Consonant sounds, they should be only in starting. That is called alliteration. What is consonants? Consonant sound, it can be either in the starting, either in the middle or either in the end. It can be either in the starting, either in the middle or either in the end. See a day, had, rude. Okay, it can be in any way. Both are consonant sounds, but it can be consonant means it can be either in the middle, end or starting, whereas alliteration can be, alliteration should be only in the starting. Consonant sound only in the starting is alliteration. Consonant sound either in the starting, middle, end, that is called consonants. I think you have understood. Okay children, I think you have understand these simple topics. The remaining topics I'll cover in the next video. Okay, bye, thank you.